You can't be the only one. You can't be the only one. Unless you really got some real good discernment and you got the skills to really take care of yourself in dangerous situations or potential dangerous situations, you shouldn't be the only black person ever in no setting. I was trying to wait before I spoke on this story like this because I want to wait for more, facts to drop. But regardless of the facts that's gonna drop and everything like that, one thing that we know for factuals as of right now is that he appears to be the only one. RP Young Nolan. You the only black person. And if you know, you know. If you don't know, then you just don't know. You will find out. Unfortunately, like how, some people got to go through these type of things. Family wise, because obviously they not coming back. And I know everybody been talking about it as far as what happened with the other woman that went to that sleepover. Everybody been saying that too, been bringing her story up, comparing it with this one. And my thing is just, I feel like what people don't get about this whole situation, once again, we break down the shit about Matrix and being stuck in the system. Just because somebody's smiling in your face don't mean that they got their best interest for you. And just because somebody's smiling in your face don't mean that they cool, they your friend and all that. I think that's the biggest thing that you can probably try to teach about discernment if you're going to have a child or try to tell a child, how to operate. But my main thing, you always know you can't. Don't do no water. Don't go out on no boats. Don't do no woods trip, no hunting trips, fishing, all that kind of shit. When you getting somewhere where it seems like you getting more and more excluded from society, that's when your beacon should start to turn on. If you a black person, your beacon should start to turn on. Now, obviously, if you anybody, this goes for anybody. You just gotta know how to operate around people in general. But I'm speaking on the specifics of being a black person. Black American. Let me throw that out there. You gotta know at a certain point, there's a tipping point where it's like shit cool, and then shit just start to look sketchy. Shit gets sketchy because if you don't, you wind up in these predicaments where everybody can say, "Oh yeah, we all went out together," but don't nobody know what happened to you. Now I can guarantee this: if I go anywhere with my friends, and no matter what type of trip, they say you went to an island or some shit like that, they was out there doing, 4th of July. We go to an island. There's no way. I don't care what age, but especially between I think he's like 17, 18, one or two. Between 17, 18, oh, we got answers. Where your son at, where so-and-so is at, where bro was at, we got answers. No matter what your relationship is to the person that got deceased, we gonna have answers. So whether it's your cousin, brother, that's what I was trying to make. I was trying to make that point. So it ain't gonna matter. You come ask me, hey bro, what happened to so-and-so on the trip? Why he ain't slide back? Oh, bro went with old girl, or bro said he was gonna stay there. I would have said that. The fact that it seems, and from what I didn't look through all the the articles and stuff, nobody is saying as I'm talking about his friends, of course, nobody came up to him about some, we left him with, or he was here at blank. His mom she said you got to look at a video and saying it started like 4 or something. I think she said he went missing around 4:30ish or something like that. Seen a post saying something like that. I'm just paraphrasing, just throwing it out there. I remember saying something like his mom had to say you have to check a video for when he started going missing. My thing is like, why not hit his so-called friends up? You want to know why? Because they wasn't friends. This is a situation that I want to point out where outside looking in, just because he took pictures with a couple dudes on a boat and they chilling and stuff like that, he took a couple pictures on random, that don't mean they friends. Everybody is too quick to call somebody they friends. I'm not saying that Nolan even called these dudes his friends. We don't know that. I don't personally know that. But what I do know is from everybody that's giving speculations and everybody that's trying to think, they instantly just think that this was his friends. Now, these could have been, he was in sports. I think he was in football. These could have been his teammates. These could have been dudes like he kind of seen around every now and then. But you know how they get you. This how they get you. hey, you want to go on a so and so with us, man? You know, they look at it as a quote unquote bond, a way to bond. They get you randomly somewhere to quote unquote bond. My thing is, once again, ain't nothing wrong with that, but I feel like as a black person, this is the best analogy I can give. It's the same way how women got to be careful around men. Just because all men ain't gonna attack you, but you don't know which one might pull what. So you still got to have your P's and Q's up as a woman when a man is trying to get you somewhere away from society. So that's what I mean by, like, in the same sense, we know, all white people or any other race ain't out to get black people, of course not. But at the same time, your beacon still have to work to make sure these ain't one of them situations where they is trying to do you, you know what I'm saying, do you dirtball type shit. So that's what I mean. Like, as a black person, when you're the only black person going to any function, event, trip, all that, even sleepovers and all that kind of shit, you really gotta be like looking at the, certain shit. If it looks sketchy, it feels sketchy, get the fuck on, go the fuck home. And if you can't get the fuck home, at least separate and get the fuck somewhere by yourself. As far as, hey, don't even say shit, just bounce. But yeah, man, making this about Nolan is fucked up that he had to get passed on, considered passed on 4th of July, which that's a whole nother talk for another time, because sometimes I do feel like Juneteenth put this racial tension up that had motherfuckers already hating on black people about Juneteenth. And then when the 4th come around, it's kind of like it's split now. It's like Juneteenth for black people, 4th of July for everybody else. I say everybody else because I assume most other races like to, be closer to white. That's why I'm saying everybody else. But it's mainly gonna be like a white holiday. 4th of July is, and I feel like both of them two holidays back to back like that, you already got motherfuckers like, okay, yeah, this is our holiday. It just amplifies it. Is what I'm saying. It's just the same thing like how if it was your birthday, you might turn up and do extra shit you wouldn't do normally because it's your birthday. You celebrating, you happy. But yeah, man. Long story short, I hate to keep saying it like this, but this is the way the system is set up. It's a lot of, I wasn't going to say predators, but I should say people, obviously. As people is in predators, they're the same thing. It's a lot of people that prey on specific people. And Nolan looked like one of them dudes that could have, grew up around all white people and he ain't see nothing wrong. And he wasn't around the quote unquote hood, the ninjas, the YNs and nothing like that. And he had a good life and all that kind of stuff. And I think his mom was Filipino, somebody said, or something like that. And his dad is black. So it's just like, it could have been one of them situations where they thought keeping him away from a group of black people, or black Americans, I should say. Because foreigners kind of don't like us either. That's another talk for another time. But yeah, keeping away from other young black Americans would have saved him. And my thing is, it don't matter who you around, this shit can happen. But we have a subgroup of raccoon people from Raccoon City that be thinking this way. I get away from the hood, or I get away from black majority, because once again, I don't like saying he wasn't raised around black people because he was in the hood. I'm a hybrid. I've been around both. There's pure black suburbs. There's middle class. I guess I don't know if suburbs is middle class, so I just kind of say suburbs, middle class, same thing. And then you have your upper class, of rich black people, and you can literally, it'll be a black neighborhood. Now, I'm just saying just black people in general, as far as schools, moving somewhere, having your kid go where it's barely any other people that look like them in the population. It's not, once again, it's not bad in the sense of trying to make sure that they are diverse. I don't see nothing wrong with that. The problem is they be selling it like it's better, like it's safer, it's better, the guard is down, the opportunities are more, etc., etc. In certain cases, probably opportunity wise, in certain cases, because I don't believe in the victimhood shit. Certain cases, yeah, it will be better, but I mean, talking about opportunity wise, let me throw that out there. Opportunity is what I meant. You might have more opportunities in certain these areas because they just have different programs. People are more involved versus, you got people that's coming from the hood, or, in a situation like that where the residents themselves don't know how much power they got to try to push extra programs outside of school. Is what I'm trying to say. So once again, I'm a hybrid. I done been through both. I done realized both. And that's why my slogan, red eyes, you always got to be aware, because if you ain't, shit like this can happen. There is times I've been the only black person somewhere in the setting, but me growing up in the hood and been around the hood, and then obviously in the suburbs, once again, I've been through both. That's the sweet part of life. That hood gonna give you that discernment where it's like, hold on, bro, this shit ain't. It'll have you looking at motherfuckers sideways when they doing certain shit. I think when you grow up and you ain't been in a setting where you might have to keep your P's and Q's together, this shit happen. Your guard be down. Motherfuckers say, hey Nolan, man, you want to go for a swim? Hey, go for a swim. We gonna throw you this. Whole time they already plotted just to leave you in the water, and then they just drive off on the boat. They done already plotted. There's things that you can feel in situations when you grow up in a hood setting, or just around black people in general. We kind of read each other well based off of energy. We really don't have to. We don't use words to really speak. This is why some people be confused. It's like, how do we can tell the difference between a YN and somebody that's good? You know what I'm saying? Nolan, you could look at him and tell he not a YN. Everybody can't do that. He throw a hoodie on, some sweatpants on, motherfuckers will be confused about him. Most black people, we ain't gonna be confused about him. We gonna be able to see straight through the hoodie, the clothes, all that. Even we could tell when somebody playing pretend gangster, all that shit. So I just think when people get around, these other cultures, people that's not black, there's an automatic guard down, because there's no real threat in your head for the most part. You think that, they think that, because they've been told and sold that by the parents that thought it was better just going this way. So I just wanted to come in and say that real quick, man. RP Nolan. Hopefully they find out who really did this shit. But I will be back. If you already enjoying the content, you know what to do. It's Red Drakey Drake. I'm Mike Thoughty, man. I'll catch y'all in the next one. Red eyes. Always be aware.